One of the most important things when writing code in Excel is being able to effectively refer to cells, rows, columns, and all the various objects that exist in a spreadsheet. For this, I'd like to close this particular file, Chapter 3, so I'm going to go File from the ribbon and Close. And what I'd like to do is open up a new book, so I'll just go File, New, and Create. And I'd like to start just by recording a simple macro, because it's been a little while since we recorded a macro. From the Developers tab in the Code group, I'm going to record a macro, and I'm going to call it Label Months. Alright, and I'll click OK. What I basically want to do is move to the cell B2, and in that cell type January. I'll move to C2 and type February, and D2 I'll type March. Enter. So I've moved to each cell and I've entered a value, and then I'll stop recording. If I then go to my Visual Basic Editor, I can't see my code, and that is because I need to pull up my Project Explorer. So I'll go to View in the menu and bring up the Project Explorer. And here I can see the modules, and if I double click the modules, here's my module 1, and if I double click that, I can see my code. The code is basically saying go to the cell B2. So this is how you write a statement that refers to a particular cell, always in double quotes. And in the active cell, it's used the statement formula R1C1 to basically say in the active cell it's entered January. I've gone to C2 and I've entered February, I've gone to D2 and I've entered March, and then I've gone to D3. What I'd like to do is remove this reference to formula R1C1 and instead use a more logical statement, which is value. What you can do is you can use the find and replace. You can go to edit and you can use the replace here, or you can hit Control H, which is the shortcut key for replace. So I'm going to press Control H. It immediately picks up the statement formula R1C1 because I was sitting on that particular statement. In fact, if I go cancel, I can show you I'm sitting here. If I sit on that statement and I go Control H again, I can say find that particular statement and replace it with value, which I think makes more sense. The find and replace is going to occur in the current module, or I can do it in the entire project, but I just want to do it in the current procedure. And replace all. 3 replacements will be made, 1, 2, 3, as soon as I hit OK. And then cancel. So in the range B2, enter the value January. In C2, enter the value February, and in D2, enter the value March. And this statement here could almost be deleted. So that's how we refer to cells, and that's how we put values into cells. What I'd like to do now is create another sub-procedure directly below this one. And what I'm going to do is go back to my code file and copy and paste it, but you can type it if you want the practice. If I go to the code file, I'm going to look down through my code file, and I'm looking for the watch range sub-procedure, and I'm going to take a copy of this. I'll go back to my Visual Basic Editor and I'll paste it directly below Label Months, and I'll bring up Excel. So when I look at this, I'm going to step through this code and watch it, so I'll press F8. This is how you refer to not selecting a single cell, but to selecting a range of cells. This particular statement is going to select the range B3 to C8, and that's how you would write that. Then with that selection, it's going to apply the interior color red, VB red, VB meaning Visual Basic. So all the colors you may notice here have VB in front of them: blue, green, black, magenta, white, and black again. Also notice the spelling of the word color. Because this is an American language, there is no U in the word color. So always remember to spell things in the American context. So it's going to apply a red to that range. Now it's going to select a single cell, B2. And here it's going to type a value testing ranges. So it'll replace January with testing ranges. And now it's going to select a range A4 to A15, and it's going to apply yellow. So it didn't actually select it That's the interesting thing as well. There was no select statement. This one here said B3 to C8 select. This one just said that range, apply a colour. If I wanted to go back, I'd reverse using the little yellow arrow, drag it up, and I might put a statement just in here that says the range A4, let me just check. Yeah, A4 to A15, select it first and then apply the colour. So I'll just reverse back up and I'll press F8 so it actually selects it and then applies the colour. This particular statement here is going to select the first cell and the fourth column. So I'm going to press F8 and what we've got here is effectively D1. It's the first row and the fourth 1, 2, 3 column. It's very unusual. I would rather see you say range D1 select, but sometimes you see this sort of reference where it's saying what row and what column to select. And now I'm going to press F8 and it's going to put the value, this cell is D1. Now it's going to select the cell 6, which is effectively F1, because it's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll press F8 and there it is there, and it's putting in the cell as F1. So cells is a command you can use, but I prefer range. This is going to select rows too. Notice it says rows, not row. We always use rows with an S and columns with an S, even though it might be one column or one row. It's always plural. So this is going to select row 2. This is going to apply the colour VB blue. This is going to select rows 5 to 10. Notice the double quote when it's more than one row. And this is going to apply green. This one here, I haven't put a number in the brackets like I did earlier where it said row 2. So this is actually going to count the number of rows and come up with the number 1,048,576, and it's going to select row 1,048,576, the last row. And it's then going to apply the colour black. This is then going to select column B. Notice it's got columns, not column, even though it's only one column, column B. And it's going to put magenta. This is going to select columns C through to E, and it's going to put white. And this one is going to count how many columns there are, and there's 16,384. So it's going to count the number of columns, come up with 16,384, and select column 16,384, which is the last column. And again, it's going to apply the colour black. So when it comes to referring to ranges, use this as an example. When it comes to referring to a single cell, use this as an example. When you want to select a single row, here's an example, or a collection of rows, here's an example. If you want to select a single column or a collection of columns, use these as examples. Now give the exercises a go and see if you can write the code to perform the exercises.